So I started a recording and then immediately paused it because I was trying to troubleshoot something with my Stream Deck. Turns out I troubleshooted absolutely nothing. I troubleshat, as is proper to say, absolutely nothing. I didn't fix a thing. I'm in the same situation, and now I got a video that doesn't even start in the fucking breach. Can you believe it? Ooh, well, at least it was free. I hope that's not like my one my one successful lockpick on the floor. If so, so be it. You know, lockpick, I gotta stop acting like it's a given, like it's something that I deserve or earn just for playing as this scrub-a-dub chump. Whoa. Ooh. Scrubby doodle dandy. I would, however, really appreciate another key. Jackie's playing this game called Neversong. It's a limbo like with more.
We didn't save after we did all that shit.
We didn't save? We didn't save?
Correct.
Huh. I didn't know that I had the ability to save. Ooh. Anyway, she's been playing this game, helped her out with one thing, and apparently now, now it's a Wii situation. It's kind of like Limbo, but it's like... It's not as on the nose with the creepy as like Little Nightmares is, or... Damn, what am I doing?
Nice. I got it.
Stop
Can you
yelling.
do that?
That's great, baby. She's got headphones in, so she's yelling
Oh, it's fair enough.
everything. I have to not die. Like, I have to not die on this floor. If it looks rough enough, I will straight up buy a heart. But one thing I really want to happen is another gun before the boss, because having a greater likelihood of, yikes, of, there's a chance that we could find some value in that there. That hook shot. We're gonna try one of the chests, try to lockpick one of the chests beforehand.
Except I'm gonna have to start playing the car again.
Yeah, I was wondering when that was gonna come up. You just get an email about it?
Yeah. I'm gonna save them for now.
Okay, we'll try that one. Damn. Damn. Looking a little rough. I might honestly try the lockpick on the next one before, if a key doesn't drop. Like, we're gonna get one thing. And we can't buy the, can't buy the... Oh, fuck. Wow. Can't buy the grappling hook until we're sure we're gonna even have enough money for it and the key. Dude, these ghosts are really Pac-Manning me into a corner. Pac-Man ghost. It'd be cool if they moved on a quadrant. We gotta try. It's a major bummer. That's that first floor. Well, maybe sometimes we'll be able to see the map. This is actually... I think this is my, like, the scariest start for the pilot. Just since these guys can, they can keep splitting up, and he has less of the ability to knock one of them out quickly. Can't handle ads quite as well. Yeah, okay. Dude, come on. Oh, this is a terrible first floor so far. They're keeping my attention really split between them. All right. Oh man, I am very, very focused right now. Get him down. Thank T Lord. Could have been a little more careful there. All right. Didn't need to save the blank. Oh, of course we get a bunch of keys. Fuck. But of course, we also get a bunch of money. Huh. So we can get this and feel comfortable about it. And we'll be taking some keys with us for like the first time in forever. It's not locked. Okay. Cool. Let's go towards the boss. There's no extra shops or anything. This is gonna be a long floor. I think mostly because we're gonna be using the rogue special for like 100% of it. Except for the boss. And it doesn't make any sense for us to waste the limited ammo. Unless an ammo drop shows up. We're gonna have to like stun enemies in place. Play really defensively. God, there is no worse floor to no worse character to 1 or 0 chest than the fucking pilot. Like that by a long shot. One more should take him out. Eventually. This is gonna take a while, but it will be okay. An extra key is fucking wonderful. Come on, do it. Get a handful of them. Oh, I didn't get that guy. That's crazy. Oh, that was the guy that was most directly in line. I mean, that was still fucking great. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to use a couple floors of just freedom. Couple Maggie wagons. One of the characters in the story that I'm writing is named Maggie. Her name's Magnolia, actually. Magnolia Broder. And I've been listening to this, I think he's a Brazilian songwriter recently named Jorge Ben-Hor. And Jorgebenjor. And I assume that I'm pronouncing any part of his name right. But he has a song on one of his older albums named Magnolia. And I didn't name the character after this song or anything, but I found out afterward, like I was just listening to it while I was writing the story, and he just keeps saying Maggie, 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 Maggie. It's weird, like he just repeats the name over and over. And I know that, like, you know, Maggie's not the rarest name in the world. I mean, one of the Simpsons has that name. But it's very weird, because I don't know if I've ever met anyone actually named Magnolia, or I don't know that anyone is named Magnolia that goes by the nickname Maggie. And it was a really nice little surprise, little wonderful thing, coincidence to have dropped upon my own two shoulders. You know, I as much as I hate to say it, I actually agree with the person who said that those guys should be able to spit vertically. Wow, I was lucky. Like, I don't think I really want enemies to be, that was so dumb. I don't feel like I need enemies to be more versatile, have more ways of fucking with me, but that enemy in particular, it feels like it's like a move they do every time. Still, God, I don't know why these buttons aren't working. Maybe I just need to make them again, I don't know. I had to change my password on Twitch, but it's not like my stream deck is in any way linked to my Twitch account. It's just like writing into my chat. Maybe it's not, I don't know. Having some real trouble on this run. I should have switched and used my other gun there, but I already, you know, discussed how this is going to be basically just me and the rogue special. Like, no hearts or anything dropping so far, just me and the rogue special doing our darndest. I feel like we're going to fly through this magnum ammo. Okay, well, it's done a good amount of damage before being under 100, but just doing it despicably. I thought I could get that off fast enough, and I didn't account for the fact that it takes time to travel. Takes time, will travel. There's gonna be no hearts dropped from this guy. Well, there's a Yari launcher. That's pretty good. That's decent. That's an okay payment. Oh man, this fucking room. I actually have to save some ammo for the next floor too. Oh, only 3? My birthday. Everything going okay?
No.
What's wrong?
Oh my god.
I don't believe you.
Just lost the boss.
You lost a boss? What?
It's okay. I just started it.
Oh, I thought you meant you like lost your way to a boss or something. Scary. A scary dodge roll there. Dude, that's my favorite. That's my absolute favorite. When they just... Okay. Ooh, that's huge. Of course, there's nowhere to use this ammo. God damn it. There was something I was thinking about buying, I think. Winchester's pretty good. I'm gonna get ahead in the key game. So for the time being, near and far, yeah. Not crazy. Whoa, that guy's insane. That's a crazy boss she's facing. Hey, some health. Just be, like, as overcautious as possible. Oh, thank God. Wow. That's such a huge, huge weight off my shoulders. That's pretty neat too, dang. Oh, Blood Lady, but it's like the first time I don't have full health and a Blood Lady showing up out of nowhere. Fuck. Maybe I honestly just want the boss. More than anything else right now. Okay, you might still be able to make some blood money. 2 muzzle flares? No, nothing, okay. I gotta remember to not fucking try anything. Oh shit, you know what? Not trying to fancy things with the grappling hook. But since we have the Medal of Valor in this, it's gonna be even better than usual. Because that DPS cap stuff, that was so fast. And it's gonna be filled up. What? What dumb synergy with this thing? Music of the sweetest. Is this green? No. It explodes, but it doesn't catch them on fire anymore, I think. Oh, it does both. Okay. More hearts, more hearts, more hearts. More hearts, more hearts, more hearts. So it's like piercing now. Hitting some challenge?
Huh?
You hitting some challenge?
Oh yeah.
No backup hearts, but how many Saturns can you shoot in a row? Ooh. All Saturns every day? Jesus Christ. Huh. Cool that those shots still went off. Psych uncool. Whoa! Neat. How many are we selling? Hey Bob, how you doing? To unlock a tiered emote. I don't know what a tiered emote is. Is that like a 6-month one? Or something like that? Or like a $10 one? Oh Lord. Okay. Ow. That's a full heal right there. Yeah, I think that would discourage people. Extra floor mods, I don't know about those. I have thought about shaking up my Gungeon in general, but it's going to be after the streak ends. When I hit 421. Or I lose. I haven't necessarily thought about that, but I thought about definitely doing more modded stuff and other things in general. The current world record is Barb TV has 420. He just stopped there. He was so far ahead. Nobody was even close. And Barb decided to just call it when he hit 420. So I'm going to 421, and unless he finds out somehow and adds more, that'll put me at the tippy top. But you know, it's Barb, so he can get 6 wins in a row, or he can play like 6 runs in a day and have that beaten. So, you know, I haven't checked in a while. I haven't been on Twitch in a while, so I don't even know if other people are still playing this game on Twitch. I know it kind of comes and goes with updates and with whether or not Northern Lion is playing. And he has stopped a while back. So I do not know if there actually is. I mean, it's not like, you know, people are watching this. My schedule, I've been like writing and still trying to work on, you know, developing my drawing skills, stuff like that. So I have not been, I've been keeping my daily Gungeon videos going, but the whole thing with streaming is that it's like, it's kind of a lot of effort for a little reciprocation, and that's nobody's fault, but honestly, most likely my own, or just the way the whole algorithm system works. But I will take responsibility for it. I've been inconsistent with the streams for a long time now, but it's not something I want to do full time, you know. I don't, it's not that I need more interaction. It feels that, like, if I'm going to record a Gungeon video and just put it on YouTube, I get about the same amount out of it as I do going on Twitch if there's not a lot of interaction. If there's not like 1 or 2 people around, it's like it makes no sense to have the thing live, feel weird about like pausing, try to figure out if I'm going to play another game afterward or any of that, when I could just talk by myself and put the video up on YouTube if anybody ever cares to watch it, you know? So it's not that I'm sitting here desperate for interaction. It's really just that it doesn't make a lot of sense to there's usually about 1 person here over the course of a 2 or 3 hour stream. It's not always the same person, but there's usually just 1 person. My metrics show that my average viewer count is literally the number 1. I mean, not even consistently that, but. And that's okay. I'm not, like, upset about that. I think it's incredible that I'm doing something that people watch occasionally. But, oh, YouTube? Nah, there's no consistency with that. YouTube is just something I do because I promised myself I would. Because I made a pact with myself, and I pretty much keep all promises I make to myself, even if they're ridiculous. You can't keep promises to yourself. You're pretty much out of luck, long-term style. But yeah, there's nobody on YouTube. There's nobody watching on YouTube. And that's, again, okay. It's a promise that I'm keeping to myself. It's not really much else. It was like I decided that I would put up a Gungeon video every single day until I got to a stopping point. Damn, that sucks. That stopping point is now 1,000 videos. In light of what we know. Okay. What's that about? If it is synopsisable. You did it?
Yes.
Nice. Get those music notes, baby.
Huh?
Get those music notes, baby.
Yeah, you're right. I gotta finish it.
That seems neat. Wonder what his power is. I wonder if he's like Spider-Man. No, it honestly seems neat. I always get nervous reading anything about it's like either about math or art, because those are the two things that. Oh fuck! Wow, that worked out. That people just kind of. It's like when you see drug trips in TV shows. Like somebody else will smoke weed one time and they'll like hallucinate that they're talking to angels or whatever, you know? It's just whenever you talk about math or art, a lot of the time it's like the most cornball shit in the world. Like the movie Pi by Darren Aronofsky. What's up, baby?
I just defeated that boss and saved my game, and then I hopped right down off this ledge right here, and there's a little spider boy that attacked me and killed me.
Well, at least you saved first. But if that's one of those books that you have, I now have the ability to electronically read books with my e-reader. I'm in the middle of like 4 books right now, but I will gladly add it to the pile. I'm reading Sometimes a Great Notion by Ken Kesey. I'm a much slower reader than you. Ooh, someone's shooting off fireworks. I'm reading, I'm listening to Gravity's Rainbow again. Wong Fu Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And, oh no, I guess I finished Understory, so it's just those 3. 2 Ken Kesey books and a Thomas Pynchon. Oh, everything is coming up roses. Coming up Rufus. I don't want the Gunsel. I don't need a key. I'll buy a key. What else did I get? Oh, as you sending it. I was like, Discord message, what? Thank you, Bob. Oh, man, this mapping is like really paying out. Oh, that's locked? Oh, thought I bought that key. Honestly, it's been wonderful. I haven't written in decades. I've been writing. I have gotten a lot of practice at drawing. I've been exercising like every single day. We haven't been socializing, obviously, but everything else has been just wonderful. We'll be, it looks like I'll be going back to work probably at some point in June. I don't know when as of yet, but it's definitely going to happen in June. The county I live in Washington State was the worst hit, might still be the worst, the most impacted by COVID-19. So we'll see how soon they're going to open it. The place I work is in it's in a mall. Like, I know that it sounds bad, but it's a bar that is connected to a mall, and that changes things. Hey, wow. I forgot about the hunt because we had the fucking agonizer. Okay, so we have to take that, so we might as well start opening stuff. But other than that, it's been pretty swell. Like, to use a cool guy word. Magic sweet, holy fuck. It's just been like, it's been the first time I've had a vacation since, God, since when? Okay, so it's the first time I've had more than 4 days off in a row. Maybe I've once taken 5 days off in the last 3 years. I know that when Jackie and I moved to Washington State, we took off a week, 3 days for travel, and then 2 days, or then 4 days to hang out with our friends, and then we started looking for work out here. But other than that, that's the last time I've had more than 4 days off in a row. And that's like not at all an exaggeration. Like, I had a Saturday off for the first time since I started working out here because of the pandemic. How about you? Have you been able to get any relaxation done or anything like that? I don't think I want ice bombs. We'll leave it there. But I don't think I want it. I know it's weird to, like, say anything positive about COVID-19. And I'm not, like, I don't feel like I'm milking it, because I feel like as soon as it's time to go back to work, I'm going to be going back to work. I'm not going to go back to work early to prove anything. I'm not one of those. The whole thing is a what are they calling it? Like a conspiracy to get Trump out of the White House. It doesn't make any fucking sense. the dumbest bullshit imaginable. I want some curse. Yikes, fat line sucks. So it's added more to your workload? Are you working from home? I guess you were probably getting a lot of work from home done beforehand. In academia. This guy is too fast for black holes. That's insane. Yeah. I hope that a lot of people are going to be able to work from home. I know that, like, I've talked to family members who are working from home for the first time. I have family members in DC, and apparently in DC, after this all passes, it's going to be a requirement that anybody that was able to work from home during the pandemic is going to be allowed to work from home afterwards. From what I hear, this is what my grandmother told me. I don't check the Washington newspaper, but is going to be able to work from home following the pandemic. Damn, dude. Oh, that coolness would be great. Is it better? I think it's better. That's a trade-off that I'm not happy to have to make. But like my uncle on my mom's side, they always do this. Why do they always give me multiple ways to steal? I guess I'm not getting that one. I could have stolen that, but like, it's always like if you get one ability to steal, you get multiple abilities to steal. Always. Oh, I think a lot of people hate the commute. Like, I know that with my uncle, he's been able to maintain the same amount of productivity. They've actually been able, some people, not him in particular, but some people have been able to increase their productivity pretty substantially by not having the that was dumb, having the added stress of the commute, having the added stress of inter-office drama, or any of that. He's been more relaxed and happier than ever. And I can really, really see the benefit to people not having to feel so much of the rat race, so much of the stress of like traffic, and just, if you can get the same quality of work done, I don't understand the argument against it. I think, from my understanding, the main argument is it is so that people can keep an eye on what you're doing. To ensure that you're not having too good a time while you're working. I've worked in many offices in the past, and I honestly could have done most of the eight hours of work that I did in 3 or 4 hours, but there was a lot of the time I was de-incentivized against working faster because it just meant that I would run out of things to do and they would start sending me home early, and I would essentially make less money. So I think I fully see the benefit of allowing people to work from home if they can hit the same kind of quotas and the same quality of work. I think there's so much about office culture that is for middle management, more so than for the workers themselves. There's some things that you really need to be able to just get over and show some people sometimes, but I feel like working on the infrastructure to make that more capable. Yeah, it's not for every field. think a lot of fields would benefit from it. Some of them would not. But I mean, if you've always been able to work from home, if you always had the capability to, it seems like I don't mean any offense by this. It seems more like personal preference that you aren't. You know, it obviously does work for you, but it might not be kind of your ideal situation for it. I think with the right tools, it could be a very valuable thing for a very, very great number of people. Not the amount of time people spent like bullshitting in every office that I've ever worked in. Just mind-blowing. And you know, there's also a lot of times where people would choose favorites. There'd be people who were completely what's the word, they're like ostracized, people that just don't fit in socially, so it doesn't matter their work ethic. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I think if it's affecting quality, it's worth discussing. But I think it's worth discussing, not disgusting. I think a lot of the times it's a matter of if people need someone staring over their shoulder for them to do their job, then that's a whole nother issue. Workplace satisfaction and like. If I could find a way to work from home for the remainder of my life, I would absolutely do it. I would 1,000,000,000% do it. Starting right now. So the main thing that's happening to me during this coronavirus is this whole pandemic, the lockdown, the stay-at-home orders, all of that, is that I'm feeling for the first time that I am myself as opposed to my job. And I know for some people, those two things are more closely related because they're doing exactly what their passion is. If that were true for everyone, this whole discussion would be very different. But it's not true for everyone, and a lot of times I feel like people don't get to live their own lives. They get to live their careers, or even just their jobs if they don't have the career that they want. And as much as I have always loved bartending and I feel good at it, I've never felt more connected to who I am as a person than I have during this. My entire adult life. Like, not even close. And I've worked in my field before. I've worked in printmaking, and even then I still felt, you know, I was making other people's prints. I was going to work and my boss was like telling me how the day was going to go, and we were going from there. Wait, I could sell that. Oh shit, that's not the gun I should have been shooting. God damn it. Oh, it's going to be so hard to sell that. Okay, well, let's just keep going. We don't really need to. We have 400 casings. 405 casings. How would I describe the notion of a calling? Calling is something that you felt from an early age that it was exactly what you wanted to be doing with yourself. I feel it's a calling, as far as I understand it, because it's something you've planned your life around. That's weird. Oh my god, I'm playing like such a fucking idiot. To me, you have found your calling when what you're doing every day is the best thing that you could imagine yourself doing. Okay, we can definitely sell that. If you imagine yourself in any other profession, it would be less than your current one. And I think that there are a few people that truly find their calling. I would say, I don't know, 1 in every 10,000 is a person that's really found their calling, not just something that they're good at. It's that whole, what's the chart? It's like a Japanese chart of like what you're good at, what's valuable to other people, what you can do well, or what you are passionate about, and one other thing. What are you laughing at?
I just like catapulted out of this hole and fell immediately back in.
Oh, and there's a loading screen between it each time.
So I ended up on this side, and I had my controller stick pointed that way.
Oh man, I'm actually gonna look it up.
I don't want to fucking be here.
It's called the Ikigai. Yes, exactly. Being at the center of that, what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. Being at the center of that is the best job for you, but it takes, for something to be a calling, it takes a sense that you were supposed to have been doing that for years and years before you even get there. Like, something can fit all of those things and still not really be a calling, because it can just be a job. Oh God, that was almost the same pit again. It could just be a job that happens to fall into those things. What you love might not be what you have always felt you should be doing. Like, I think writing is closer to a calling. It's definitely a passion of mine, but it's not something that I think has value for the world. I don't think that my writing is at that level. I still want to do it for me. It's something that I went to school specifically for, and it's something that I hope to get better at now that I've had this taste of it. But I don't necessarily think that it fits the Ikigai Venn diagram all the way to the center. Ikigai. Oh, that's what the synergy was in this triple shot. Did I fill this one up? Yes. Such that it as facet of you could be practiced. Well, I went to high school. I went to a like a residential high school, specifically centered around the arts, which are drama, music, dance, meaning ballet, writing, and visual arts. And I was there specifically for creative writing, and it was something that I was really, really extremely passionate about as a kid. And I was like, regardless of skill level or whatever, I was still very, very lucky to have earned my place at the school, because it was a pretty competitive. You've got to be kidding me with this shit. Like, it was a statewide school. There were 10 people in the class of writers. I was one of 10, and you know, it was very unlikely that I was going to get it. I got it despite, you know, being up against hundreds and hundreds of other qualified writers. I happened to be chosen to go to this school, and it's something that I focused on all through high school and through the first 2 years of college, and said in college I started focusing more on visual art. And so no, I wasn't studying creative writing to use it in other fields. I was studying it to use it in creative writing. I wanted to write short fiction. I think now I want to write long fiction. I want to write novels. Oh, that's not even hitting, so that's cool. Cool shots there. I think I have a novel in me. I don't know if it's going to be great, but I know it's something I've enjoyed. I've really, really enjoyed writing. I've never felt this like into a story that I'm telling. And yeah, I mean, it's thrilling, like it really is. But even if this book sold decently, I'm not at the point that I could do it as my full-time profession. And I think that this book is a year or two away from being something that would sell, period. Just being honest, because I might not read as much as I should, but I know that the quality is not there, and it's going to take revision after revision for me to feel that it has hit that level of quality. Because even as I'm writing it, I know that it needs work, and it's going to take doing to get there. But I'm going to do it. Like that's the difference about it. That's what the benefit of this time away from work has been for me, is that I see for the first time that there's something other than doing the same shit, getting caught up in work, and then the stress of work, and then the brief time between shifts where I can relax. Who's left? Where I can relax, and like having to really, really narrow it down into like, should I be playing a video game which is lighthearted and potentially enjoyable, or should I be doing something that is kind of taxing mentally, but maybe has greater long-term potential? There's like always that what's the right thing to do kind of feeling, you know? Like, and I hate it. I hate having to weigh every moment of free time against. But that's what I'm saying. There aren't enough hours in the day when I have to spend so many of them getting ready for work, and then getting to work, and then being at work, and then cooling down after work. Like, even with like the schedule that I've had, which is a wonderful schedule, where I have 3 days off in a row because I work 2 extremely full weekend shifts, or 2 extremely full weekend doubles, I still feel that I don't have enough time. 3 days in a row working a 4-day week is a major improvement over the 5-day work week that I had before. But I appreciate that. I'm not there yet. Jackie so far is the only person that's reading it, and she knows that I am unhappy with it on a sentence by sentence basis. So until I get the first draft fully done, I don't want to pass it along for idea crafting and stuff like that. And then the second draft is going to be a style draft, or fixing things that don't work in terms of the story. Third draft is polish. And then probably a fourth and fifth draft to follow up with any further issues. I have a whole thing planned out, but I'm being pretty methodical about this because I don't know, I'm not nervous about people disliking it. That's not why I'm not sharing it, but it's because I know that I can trick myself into being dissuaded if people read it too early and they, oh my god, and they don't think it's working, you know? And that, I'd rather decide for myself that it's not working with a finished manuscript than stop myself from writing and never pick up the word processor again. I want to finish it, even if it is bad, even if it's not, you know, a quality piece of material, before I can stop myself by feeling that it's not the thing that I should be spending my time on. Yeah, and I mean, I know what worked back in school, and I know that I basically have to continue with that way of functioning, or else I'm just going to stop writing. And I can't stop writing again. I can't allow myself to stop writing again. Oh, Jesus, that's crazy good. Yeah, that's what I feel is more significant about working from home, or, you know, being able to not, if you're working an 8-hour shift, you're giving a minimum of 10 hours most of the time to your workday. There's the hour of preparation, there's usually up to an hour, sometimes more, of travel both ways. And if you're at 12 hours spent surrounded by getting to and being at work, you then have 8 hours of sleeping and 4 hours to live. And that usually includes a breakfast meal and a dinner, both of which take up time and preparation, or you're eating garbage. And it's so hard to fit your life in the cracks between that shit. Like, it's so hard to do. And anything that allows people to have more of their life being their life, that has my support. Yeah. I'm not speed racing to be a dad or anything like that. I mean, me nor Jackie. Jackie make a great dad. Oh, come on. What kind of shot was that? Oh, shit. But I mean it, like, the thing I've learned the most, well, there's two things I've learned more than anything else about this whole pandemic. Americans are doomed. We are so fucking doomed. We cannot take shit seriously. We need normalcy. We need to spend. We need to go out and socialize. We can't be asked to do something for longer than 2 months. That's the first thing that I learned from this. The second thing is that labor is not where I define my value anymore. It's something that I will do well. I will give my most to, but I'm not going to define myself as my labor anymore. I'm going to define myself as myself. These are the things that I create. I'm tired of just being a bartender and then Regis or Rufus or whatever. I'm tired of it going in that direction. First one and the other. When people ask me, like, you know, who are you? What do you do? Just like, man, I hate that answer is I serve people drinks. I don't even drink myself, but I get paid to make sure that other people can comfortably get drunk. And it's not that I devalue bartending. It's that it's like just about anything, unless it was making art. I feel like if the answer to that question is just the thing that earns me money, I think that's the wrong way to look at life. And it's a little hippy-dippy, but that is what I'm taking from this thing. Also, I've just been like healthier and happier in general by a huge margin. Been treating my body right. I've been like, Jackie and I have been so fucking happy together. Like, I feel bad for the people who didn't really get along with their families and they're just locked with them and they gotta just deal with that. They gotta realize that they've been miserable or whatever. I've been in relationships like that. It fucking blows. If I got stuck living with some of my previous girlfriends during this quarantine, it would have been like murder-suicide time or something. But like, oh man, got hit. But honestly, our relationship is like thriving in this time spent together. And it's like, it's fucking wonderful. We're like learning more about each other than we have, and we've been close. We're not like the kind of couple that doesn't talk, but like, it's so wonderful to really have time together and not to find time to be together, to just have that time together. It's totally different, and it's fucking wonderful. And I wish that like, hey, cool. That it didn't take, tons of people dying for us to experience that for the first time. Like, I wish we were in a situation where we didn't have to work the maximum number of hours we could possibly get every week in order to make it and to think about the future at all. Because that's the goal. Our goal is we have to maximize every week. Maximize the amount of money we pull in and the only real way to do that is to maximize the number of hours spent at work. Sacrifice the most of our own individual time. And anything that cuts back on that, I'm all for it. So it cuts back on life fitting in the cracks. I'm also pretty worried about there being, no cure, or no vaccine, no tests. Washington State is still pretty shitty in terms of number of tests per capita. So I go back, surrounded by people. I know that some of the place I work at is pretty expensive, so there's going to be a lot of entitled people who are going to refuse social distancing, refuse masks, refuse gloves, give me a hard time for taking those things seriously, etc., etc. Like, it's going to happen. That's the clientele. But oh, I don't think that worked. Why are these bouncing? Oh man, fucking bullets, dude. Fuck, that sucks. Angry bullets or whatever are ruining this shit. That's trash. See, here's the thing, and I mean absolutely no offense, Bob, but I can't afford to live and go back to school unless school is being not only paid for, but I am earning money off of it. It's the only way. Like, I have to earn as much as I'm earning at my current job, or close to it. Like, it's not that I haven't thought about going back to school and doing something different with myself. But the prospect currently is a losing one that will set me back to such a degree that I won't be able to pay my bills. Like, and I know that I made a few purchases that seem extravagant by the starvation standard of living that a lot of my friends and coworkers are used to. Like, I bought a decent car, not that I will ever be able to afford a house most likely, but stuff like that, like where I have to, if I want to go to school, it means sacrificing the life I currently have. Whoa. What? Wow. Okay. We did not get the Lich Flawless. Yeah, like my mom gets on me about going back to school every other time I talk to her, and I've been talking to her a lot because of the pandemic. But it is not financially possible without me having to tax my friends or make my wife work more than is humanly possible for me to go back to school in any way more than a partial way that will then still cost me money and cost me less income. What is this place called?
Booty Bomb.
Butt Zone. That was a decent run. I should have dropped Angry Bullets. I think it would have been a much better run without them. Would have got that Lich Flawless. Anyway, that's it for the Gungeon run. Did I hit it to 394? I did.